Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with an Eight of Pentacles, right? You're somebody who is, I think, usually very careful. I think you have a keen eye for details. Yeah. I think you recognize the subtle. I think that maybe right now you find yourself being a little bit more quiet, listening a little bit more. And I think this is a way for you to really understand the deeper significance of things that happen in your life. I think it's also a way of approaching life with a little bit of a more delicate energy, right? More intentional, a little bit prudent, right? That's the name of this card, prudence. It's kind of this idea that less is more, right? That overdoing it is not going to make anything better for you. So we're kind of having a little bit of a hands-off approach, that we're not trying to push things in our life, right? We're not trying to push nature. We're not trying to push the universe. We're just kind of allowing things to do what they're doing, allowing things to grow and develop, and we're just kind of gently nudging things along. Yeah, very, very courteous energy right now. Well, let's put this into some context. Let's see what's going on with that. Where is this being most useful for you right now? Wow, okay, wasn't expecting that. The Eon card, Judgment, Rebirth, Reawakening, Baptism by Fire. This is kind of like, this is that fiery doorway of your future is appearing right here before you. What do we do with that? I think this is kind of that most important moment of your life. You're just kind of going about your business very carefully, very slowly, very thoughtfully. And then suddenly there's a very significant event. Suddenly there's this fiery doorway in front of you. What do you do? Right? Do you just kind of keep going slowly and carefully and just go around it, Or do we just drop everything and we take hold of that opportunity? Yeah. Let's see what else. Let's put the rest of the cards out. Six of Pentacles, Three of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Princess of Swords. Nine of Wands, High Priestess, a Knight of Wands, and Seven of Swords. A lot of interesting air energy here. A lot of interesting, well, a couple of interesting major arcana energies anyway. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're just going to set it down right over here. We're going to put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments, okay? We can do it together. We can make it a group exercise. All right, I think it'll be fun. Let's take a look around now. Major arcanas. We've got this big fiery doorway. This is a decision you got to make. It's like you're just kind of, what I'm picturing is someone that's just kind of, they're on their farm, they're walking through their field, they're just kind of, they're doing their garden. It's just slow, kind of an easygoing day, We're not doing too much, just kind of doing what we got to do, very steady, very careful. And then suddenly a portal, a wormhole just opens up. Like the universe, there's just a tear in the fabric of time and space, and this doorway opens. And it's very unexpected, right? And it's kind of like that curiosity gets you, like, am I supposed to just kind of jump into this? It's like the Stargate just kind of opens, and it's like, what am I supposed to do here? Do I just keep tilling the land quietly and just pretend I don't see it? Or do I stop what I'm doing and I take a cue from the universe and I just jump in, right? This is the most important moment of your life. I feel like something is this doorway here is leading to a completely different life for you, okay? And that's what we see with the Princess of Swords here in the future position, that it's kind of, it's going to be a challenge. You're going to have to learn a kind of new way of doing things, right? Well, let's talk about the majors still. The fiery doorway, right? This is that definite decision that we have to close the previous chapter of our life. And the Three of Swords is that previous chapter. We close that previous chapter of our life and move forward into this new life that we're going to have to learn of how to do it, right? The High Priestess here is in the position of your environment, the position of your relationships to the environment, with the environment. And this is a reliance on intuition. This is trusting in that higher divine energy. And these are the two major arcana cards. They're the only two majors we have. The doorway appears, you've got to follow your instinct. You've got to follow your gut. Your divine light is going to show you what to do in this situation, okay? We certainly don't want to rely on our mental energy. We got all this air energy here. And I want to point out that we've got the Seven of Swords in this position, but the High Priestess in this position. So it's kind of like we're going to be having a feeling about this. There's going to be something that's kind of, it's an intuition. You're going to feel drawn to make a certain decision here, make this choice, and I think go through this doorway. This is that big opportunity and to me it kind of feels like one of these superhero movies, where the superhero experiences some kind of a loss or some kind of a defeat, and they isolate themselves on a farm somewhere in the middle of nowhere, right? And they think, well, this is just going to be my life. I'm just going to do this, very honorable, but very just kind of humble work. And this is it, But then the universe comes knocking and says, no, we need you, right? Then suddenly you see the bat signal in the sky. And you know what? I think they actually did that trope in... they did that trope in the movie and the show Hannibal, and also I think in the Dexter series where they did that, where they just show someone who is just kind of leading an anonymous life somewhere else because they experienced some sort of a tragedy in life, right? And yet they receive that call, the call back to the quest, right? And that's what I'm feeling here. You're being called back to the quest of something. And I feel this Three of Swords in this background position. This represents kind of the issue of why you're in this Eight of Pentacles kind of mode, where we're just kind of, I'm not really striving, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just working with what I've got. It's very slow, it's very kind of anonymous. It's just nose to the grindstone. I'm just doing my work every day. And we see those tropes in movies and things and books all the time. I just want to be left alone. I just want to do my kind of routine, and I'm not expecting a lot. I'm not going after a lot. I'm trying not to make any waves. I'm not, very anonymous kind of thing. And I think that the Three of Swords is what has prompted you to move into that energy, okay? And I don't know what this is exactly. This could be a loss of some kind. It could be a breakup. It could be something that we experienced in the past that it didn't work out. A business that failed, a career that kind of took a wrong turn or something, right? But that's the energy that we're bringing into the reading today, okay, this Three of Swords here. And the Six of Pentacles underneath everything. Now, at first I was thinking, well, part of you doesn't want to make this change because you know that your life's pretty good the way it is. That this is... things are stable. Things are pretty routine, pretty smooth right now. I don't know if I want to rock the boat. You know, you're living this kind of, this routine, this very steady and stable, this hardworking, and I'm feeling that kind of anonymous kind of thing, you know, that anonymous life of that Eight of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, at first I was thinking, well, we don't want to move out of that energy because this just feels good. It's stable and steady. But then I'm starting to think that this is underneath everything in your heart of hearts. It's kind of like, yeah, you know that this quest is for you. You know that, and maybe you've always known that one day you'd have to get back to that quest. Right? But we've tried to just Eight of Pentacles life and try to ignore this. But this is always within you. And this is kind of that superhero energy that's within you. You know, this is the perfection of life. This is kind of like, you know, you're meant to do something greater. You know that this is not all there is for you, right? And we contrast that with, of course, the Knight of Swords, which is your, well, I should point this out. This is one of your power cards. Let's ring that bell. This is the cardinal air energy. This is the card that represents the Libra energy in action. Okay, the Libra energy in action. And I think that this is really a discernment in you. I think that this is your ability to control the narrative, to control the conversation a little bit. You know, this is, and I think it's really the contrast with the Six of Pentacles. That this is you trying to, in this kind of mental or psychic way, keep yourself in that Eight of Pentacles life, right? So it's kind of like this is the sentinel that patrols the perimeter of life to make sure that we just that we stay here. And then, of course, sounding the alarm, blowing the trumpet in your face. Here is Spirit with that alarm clock right up to your ear that's saying, wake up. You're needed. You've got to get back to your quest, whatever it might be. Sense of purpose. Maybe there's this underlying sense of purpose, or this creative energy. Maybe it's your business aspirations or whatever it is. We've got to get back to that quest. Could be a spiritual thing, right? But it's there's a reluctance. We're reluctantly, you know, I think, moving into this quest, moving back into this questing energy. Okay. I feel like this is the most important moment of your life. Yeah. And maybe you're not expecting this, but I wonder if this Knight of Swords is kind of the quickness with which you leap through that portal. You know, I think there's part of you that really is kind of just waiting for something very obvious to come your way, like space-time being torn open and this magical portal wormhole Stargate opening up in the middle of your cornfield, right? I think you're waiting for something that obvious. And then I think, I'm ready. You know? That we just stop what we're doing, we just leap headfirst into it. And I think maybe that decision is going to be made very, very quickly for you. Because I think you've been maintaining this Eight of Pentacles life, but we are looking for that sign. And I think as soon as Spirit comes knocking, you're already in the car ready to go. It's like a dog that knows they're going for a walk. As soon as the puppy parent like goes toward where the leash is kept, that dog's already at the door, like, I'm ready to go outside. You know, it's instinctual. And I think that is the prompting from the High Priestess here. That is the energy that is just, it knows what to do, and you're going to feel that instant movement. But there might be part of your psyche, part of your mind, even your intellect, that's going to resist that a little bit, right? It's like your body knows what to do, but then your mind is going to say, whoa, you know? And that's a little bit of the Princess of Swords energy, a little bit of that kind of, we're trying to defend against that energy a bit. And this is also, since it's in the future position, I think this is talking about kind of getting our sea legs back. We're returning to the quest. We kind of have to brush up on our skills a little bit, giving ourselves chance to just kind of warm up again and get back to where we were. As far as the skill level goes, or as far as we just have to refamiliarize ourselves with, the tools of the trade or the nature of the quest for you. Okay. We move over here to the path of the serpent. Of course, we have this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, I think, is your ability to really commit to something. It takes a lot to move you. You, Libra, are someone who, when you make a decision, it's not easy to convince you otherwise. That you need a big sign, such as space-time being torn open and the Stargate appearing in your cornfield. You need something major like that to get you to change your mind. Because when you commit to something, when you make a resolution, when you say, I am going to, or whatever, you make this statement, this promise, this oath, this resolution, it's very hard to get you to break that promise. Yeah. And so I kind of feel like this is an interesting thing for you, because you kind of have said, this is my Eight of Pentacles life, and it's going to take a really significant force to get me to move. Well, the Eon card is Spirit blowing the trumpet right in your face. This is Spirit holding the alarm clock right to your ear, right? Really abruptly kind of shaking you out of bed. So that's the sign that you've been looking for, or that is the significant energy that you need in order to move your energy. Now, because you have this Nine of Wands, I feel like this is the commitment now to the path. This is the recommitment and the resolve to stay in this quest. You needed a really big sign to move out of that Eight of Pentacles energy, and now you're committed to this quest again. You're right back on the horse, as they say, with this Knight of Wands. Interesting, this card, because this is fire connecting us with the fire cards, right? The Eons of fire, fire, fire here. So this is the motivation. This is that prompting. This is that resolve. This is that forward-moving, striving energy, right? That driving force. But this is in the position of the obstacle, or what we kind of don't want. And what we don't want is to do anything rash or impulsive. We don't want to act without thinking. We don't want to get ourselves into the same situation that we were in before, that you remember so vividly with that Three of Swords. We don't want to do that again. So we have to be very careful with this, because this is maybe you got carried away with something. Maybe you got a little overzealous, and that's kind of things didn't work out last time, right? So here we're going to have the same kind of strength and resolve and commitment, and this fiery, striving energy, but we also have to have the discernment. And I think that's coming with this Seven of Swords. Because the Seven of Swords is, it's showing us committed to that straightforward moving path. But there's all these other little swords around us that kind of are trying to distract us, or push us aside, or poke holes in our plans, or to steal our energy, rob us of our momentum, right? But you're not allowing that to happen. Your central sword is so much larger and stronger and more fortified than those other little tiny things over there, that they're not gonna make much of an impact on you, because you have that commitment. Yeah. Because you have that resolve. Nothing's going to turn you from your path. And this is really a card of control. There's going to be a lot of things that are going to try to knock you off balance. And that relates to the Knight of Wands, like I said. Knowing how to stay in control of this energy and have things be well thought out. You've learned a lot in your Eight of Pentacles energy. That was not a waste of time for you. This was not you running away from your problems and and avoiding the nature of your quest, avoiding your true destiny. This was a real productive time for you. I think you learned a lot of things in the last few months. Patience, control. You've learned kind of that less is more. This is a card that kind of says more, more, more. This is a card that says, if I push a little bit, and it works, maybe I should just push infinitely harder. Maybe I should just rush forward as fast as I can. that would be even better, right? You've learned a little bit of temperance, a little bit of moderation, a little bit of control, patience. Yeah. Let's look at the mystery card, shall we? I wonder if this is going to be your power card. Maybe it will be the justice card. I don't know that it will be justice exactly, but since we have three major, not three majors, the three court cards, 1, 2, 3 court cards, I want to say that there are other people in your life, and maybe this big stargate that's appearing in your cornfield is going to be it's going to be obviously manifesting through your relationships with other people, through some sort of a message, a telegram, an email, a phone call. Something is going to bring the information to you that's going to show you this huge, unbelievable opportunity. It's going to be this really, really big sign. Okay, and I think it's coming by way of your interactions with others. So mystery card. Well, I would say we need some water energy because look, we don't have any water cards. I don't know that we need any. Maybe after we get back to this quest, then we'll start to see the water coming in again. Because right now we have air and earth, right? And of course the fire and the majors and stuff. But a lot of air and the earth card here and the 8 of Pentacles. Maybe we need a little bit of water here to kind of to show. I think it's going to be an Ace of Cups to show that we're getting back to that sense of purpose and destiny, and that water is going to flow throughout our lives. And now it's just kind of this. It's just this intense bliss and joy because we're doing what we're meant to be doing. And yes, there will be challenges again. And yes, there's going to be new things for us to do and learn and figure out. But we're back on the horse. We're back on our quest. Yeah. Think an Ace of Cups. Oh, the Sun. Third major arcana. Now we have the trinity of major arcana energies. And I think that's a good sign. I think the Sun card is not only talking about your success and feeling that you are in your energy, you're in the best version of yourselves, and you are a star in space, and you are on your orbit. You are on your path through the cosmos, right? I feel like this is also a reminder that you have to be looking, that you have to be open and receptive to seeing those signs, to seeing that big rip in space-time, that big stargate in your cornfield. You have to be aware. You have to have your eyes open, your spiritual eyes, in order to perceive this to be the call, that you need to get back to your quest. You have to recognize it when you see it. So I think this is a card of clarity, of consciousness, of awareness, right? Of expanding, being open and perceptive of everything, and being, observant, really paying attention. Okay. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there is a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Libra Wednesdays and Saturdays, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free, does not cost anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.